We're here to solve this snake pit by Serkan Yürekli, and it has, I guess, a pretty hard path for a Tuesday puzzle, but has some different places to look at seeds. And one of the things, if you haven't solved snake pit recently, is again to recognize we're making snake shapes, but very much like Philomeno, there'll be cells we can't come in and touch, and there are no places there are actually hidden singles, so there's always has to be a snake of size 2 or more. So a cell like this that can't be part of a 3 has to grow out as a larger shape. You'll see cases where, like the 4 being a snake end, it can't grow to the left, it can't come down, it can't go to the right because it's not going to be able to get out to 4 cells. So this always comes up, which means that we can't take this cell here. That means this 4 always comes to the left. As examples of how these get filled in, got some other sort of notes we can use. For sure, when you start to pack an area and you have a cell like this, you have to efficiently fill in the rest, where this isn't part of a 2 snake because it's touching a 2 snake. That will be part of a 3. That means this 3 doesn't touch in here, but the 7 is going to have to come over, and the 7 can't come up, so we get again a case where just like thinking about what we're filling in quickly completes out, and we place this 2. Looking at the big numbers, and the big numbers are places we could start with the very beginning of the grid. For instance, the 11 has to come out to the left, and in this case, this 10, notice that while there are 10 cells down here before you get out to the grid, so 10 always sits in here, this 7 has to be part of a valid snake, and I'm sort of working through that. You'll see that the 10 has to come straight up this right edge. It doesn't have any other choices than that. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, however that goes. This cell is a single unless it's part of the 7 snake. That means this cell is a single unless it's part of the 3 snake. So we got some good edge definition coming from those things. Coming now to maybe this top corner, another place we can work some of these clues off each other is thinking that this 6 has to be coming out from this corner. It's not going to be going to the right, because there's not enough space for that. So we'll always touch this cell. That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It always takes this cell and always has to take this cell to be a valid snake shape. And that will be the end of the snake, however that actually goes. Because this 2 is taking this corner for efficient packing, we're going to have to come this way, which means for this 3, we're going to have to come into this that way, which means that this 5 is taking this cell. So we've got some good startup here for how these look. In this top area, this 3 can't come to the left because it can't take one more cell. Basically, it's always going to take 3 with whatever it does next. So that means this 4 comes here. It means the 6 for efficient packing has to be the lower right. This cell must be part of the 4. This 2 must be as defined. This 3 comes over. This 3 comes over and closes. So we now are going to have a group that's at least 3 large. Actually, it has to be larger than 3 because it's touching 3 starting here. So let's now come back to this 10. It's 6 cells right now. This would be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's not going to work, but this would be 7, 8, 9, 10. That looks okay. This is larger than 3, so it could be 4, but it actually has to be 5. Sort of figuring out that side. Now the last part of this is probably looking at this big 11. And it's going to take a 4th cell from the ones marked from one of these 2 cells, potentially, but I can get as many as 4. And now I need to get a very large wrap. If I came up here 5, 6, 7, 8, I end, but if I come down here 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, that looks okay. And so just the only way to get a very big group in the space is going to be like this. That leaves just enough space for the 5 to come in, the 4, the 11, and the 2. And after we draw in these edges, we'll have the solution checked. So a hard-ish start for the snake puzzles of this week, but a good example of different ways to efficiently pack. Look for where snake ends, particularly these circled cells have limited ways to get out. This 10, which is a snake end, has to escape. This 11, we don't know if it's a snake end. It actually turns out it's not, but it also has to escape. And so these kinds of thinking patterns will work out through the week as we engage more snake pit puzzles. So hopefully you got something from this video, and we'll see you again soon.